Welcome back to another episode of Let's Chop It Up. How my brothers doing this weekend?
Excellent. Things are going great. They could not be better.
That's good. Oh man, my boy Rod froze, so we gotta get Rod back. Derek, what you drinking, man?
Oh, this that spice Bacardi, brother. You know what I mean? This is proper broadcasting equipment right now. You know what I'm saying? So, I got to get myself ready to, relax with y'all, man. I hope everybody, and I invite everybody watching at home or wherever you at to do the same, brother.
Have a little taste.
Enjoy yourself.
You look like you're in a different location, man. Look like
man. You know what, man? I can't complain, brother. Listen, let me tell you. Let me set the mood for you. Right now, I'm with my family up in the Catskills, man, and we're staying with friends up here. Bro, I think we got up here Friday morning, and we just basically been cooling out, man. Just hanging out, at the foot of a mountain, man. Just like that's the backyard. My kids riding ATVs, man. Last night we were up to like I don't know what time, just out there watching the sky, man, and just burning a bonfire, smoking cigars, drinking my little rum, and and listening to music, brother. You know what I mean? The whole galaxy was our show, man. You know what I'm saying? Watching shooting stars, everything. Ain't nothing like the sky up in the Catskill Mountains, brother. It's falling on top of you, man. I'm telling you.
Boy, you living like white folks, man. You living good.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's how I felt, man. I got my privilege ready. I'm getting my privilege up, though.
What's going on?
There's a privilege card, right?
Oh, it's a privilege card.
Yeah, there's a privilege card. We don't have it, but they have them. I know I don't have one.
I might have a black privilege card on certain degrees. I will talk about
I got a black card. I got 2 black cards, but I don't got no privilege card.
You get a black card, but I don't know how much privilege you're getting with it, though. Yeah.
Kelvin, what's going on with you, man?
I didn't want to go after that. He in the Catskills and stuff like that. I'm sitting right here in the Ville. So I mean, how do I follow that up? He's supposed to let me go first. No, everything is good. I mean, I'm just, what it is, D? I'm just thankful, man. I'm thankful to be healthy. I'm thankful to be alive. I don't want to take that for granted. It's good to see you, great brothers. This is the #1 podcast in the world. You just can't duplicate this. So I'm just good to see the crew and the family, but everybody's good. Looking forward to Thanksgiving. And see, the good thing about me is this, people start panicking and worry about what they're going to buy and stuff like that. When you wanted the minimum wage, brothers, you don't have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking it back to the old school in kindergarten where I make people gifts, give somebody a drawing and stuff like that. So, but everything is good, man. I feel really good. And it's good to see you guys. I'm looking forward. A lot is going on in the world, and we come tonight to chop it up. I mean, we got to really, really unpack a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but I'm glad. Thanksgiving, is the pagan holiday, whatever you want to call it, but it is my favorite holiday because, like you said, you don't have to bring in no gifts. The only thing you have to bring is your appetite and a conversation, and you better not renege in spades. That's all you have to do on Thanksgiving Day, man. Seriously,
Thanksgiving spades game is real, bro.
Word up. What's your brother's favorite meal for Thanksgiving? What y'all like to eat the most when y'all have on Thanksgiving?
Oh man, when I'm home, my mother's slowed down, man, but she, it's that soul food, man. It's that collard greens and candy yams, bro, and and that turkey, of course, is always on point, So I miss my mother makes them. She only makes it once a year, and we ain't been getting it. But that's that banana pudding, bro. I love banana pudding, bro. The sweet potato pies and banana pudding. Oh my God.
What's your Kelvin?
Okay, so I don't have my mother and father anymore. So obviously, it's nothing like the cookie was raised on. But years ago, someone made some stuffing with shrimp in it. It was shrimp stuffing, and I have never had anything like it before in my life. And I had shrimp stuffing, and I mean, it was phenomenal. And that is my favorite dish that I've ever had for Thanksgiving. Other than that, the traditional stuff. So, but stuffing, I'm a big stuffing person if it's right. And I think stuffing is hit or miss like potato salad. Either it's going to be good or it's going to be bad. It's really no in between with it.
Isn't that white people potato salad with the raisins, right?
No, I can't take all that. I really can't take.
Yeah, you gotta always find out who made the potato salad, man. When you come to visit, who made the potato salad?
Oh,
you know what I mean? You gotta listen. What's going on, Rod?
What up, Rod? Yeah, Rod is back. Sorry, Rod, technical issues.
Yeah, I'm having technical issues. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, you good, Rod. So, the question was, that's all good. The question was, Thanksgiving's coming up. What's your favorite meal, Rod? What part of Thanksgiving?
My favorite meal is pretty much the dressing and mac and cheese.
Yeah, that, you can't go wrong with that. Yeah.
Oh, he froze again. Man,
Oh man, yeah, we losing.
that's all right. It's all right. It's all
But
right.
listen, it's all right. He got it in. He got it in. Mac and cheese. That's what it is.
Yeah. We
You
got
know
him
what I'm
back.
saying?
Yeah,
You know.
he got his black
Y'all
card
can-
back.
So what's up with you? What's up with you, D?
Yo, Rod, is Rod back? Oh yeah, he's moving again. He's back. So for me, right, my favorite meal, since I don't eat pork anymore, from my family's from down south, we like chopped barbecue.
Okay.
So my mother makes it with a turkey chop barbecue. And the one thing that every black household for Thanksgiving you better have is hot sauce.
Oh,
Put on your greens,
that's a must.
you put on everything. You know what I'm saying? And then I like my sister candied yams. Those are delicious. Those are I love that joint. So I can't like.
Did you say hot sauce?
Gotta have hot sauce, bro. Got hot sauce in my bag. You know, Hillary Clinton tried to jack us on that hot sauce, tried to piece us, but I'm in love with hot sauce, brother. If you don't have hot sauce in the house, you gotta move on. So Rod is back.
Now, are you
Rod,
one of these people that put hot sauce on something before you taste it?
Yes, because I put it on the greens. Because listen, everybody gonna cook greens well, right? I love my mother greens over anybody greens. Some people greens taste like dirt. So
The greens is very personal.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's very personal. So with the greens, off the top, it's not my mother's hitting it with the hot sauce mad hard before I even taste it. I have to. I have to. You know?
Okay, so that brings up a question. I really want to ask this question. So now, some of us are old enough to remember the old Sugar Hill song when the chicken tastes like wood and this, that, and third. If you go someplace and you eat someplace and the food is not good, what do you do? Now you've already committed. It's already on your plate. You're grown. You can't throw it out. You're in people's presence. What would you do? Because the dirt greens don't sound like a good look.
So what you do is, right, you got to fill up on the breads. So you get the rolls and all that stuff. And you tell people, like, you taste the food, like, hey, give me some more rolls. Then once you fill up on the rolls, you just tell them, yo, I'm full. I ate too much bread.
Yeah, that's pretty smooth right there. That's pretty smooth.
I'm quick with this because I hate having like bad food places, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think what you got to do is you got to take it to go. You got to listen. I want to wrap this up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Somebody said
happened to
Rod
me,
on that Teddy Riley.
Yeah, Rod got that Teddy Riley Wi-Fi.
He got that Teddy Riley card.
yeah. But I went to my boy's house in I think it's called Greedyville, South Carolina. I was in college. I swear to God, this was going on. They were cooking. His mother was cooking breakfast for us, and I ate. So she had grits. And it was lumps in it, right? So I kept tasting apple. So I said, man, I never had grits with apple in it. So I ain't got no damn apples in my grits. So now I'm like, what are the chunks in the grits? I just wanted to throw up. I was like, man, it looked like that slavery mush that they given on the Middle Passage boat, man. I was like, I'm not doing that joint anymore. So, so this week was kind of funny, man. Yo, when you look at the news and stuff, like, let's talk about this gremlin, Lil Wayne. Did y'all see that Lil Wayne just got arrested for gun charges? I think he's facing federal charges now.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, I heard about it. I haven't really read it though much more because he gives me a headache under normal circumstances, bro. You know what I mean? And to see or to hear that he's going through that, man, after the whole Trump business and all of that, he's just out here for the wrong reasons, bro. I can't fool with him, man.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it was a matter of time though.
Is this ironic, or is it that he was just really under the radar because of this recent attention?
Lil Wayne always been on the radar though, bro. When you stop and think about it, man. You know?
No, I'm saying if he didn't do the Trump stuff, are we having this situation, or is it just an ironic situation that was just a circumstance thing?
Well, as a person that's been on the federal investigation before,
long time ago.
This is a long time ago. The feds do an 18-month investigation on every person.
Okay, got you.
So the Lil Wayne, and I actually have a friend that's recently just a couple of friends that recently they got federal charges facing. So they do 18 months investigation on you, right? So Lil Wayne, they must have been following Lil Wayne, tracking him already, and he was already hot as a pistol. So now the gun charges. Now the funny thing is with Lil Wayne, it since like 50 Cent exposed him like he had to get paid. Is Lil Wayne gonna get a pardon from his president?
You out your mind. That man ain't got enough time. Lil Wayne has been used up already, bro. He just needed 5 minutes from Lil Wayne to do what he's got to do, and that's it, bro. He's not getting a pardon. You know, Trump.
That is an interesting question, because that would be, I guess, a card to play if you could. Are you able to just get pardoned on anything that you've done if you're guilty? I mean, I don't know exactly how that works.
Presidential pardon, he just say, "Boop, sign of a pen, you out, man. Get out of jail free. Doesn't matter what it's for, you know."
Yeah. So, like, go ahead, Kevin.
No, I just think when I hear about him, and I'm very conscious of this now, because I don't want to be a person that is older than the next generation behind us, and we really kind of decimate their stars and their entertainers. I'm very, very conscious as how we conduct ourselves as Black men, especially entertainers, when we have a platform, right? And I'm not saying we're entertainers, because I know I'm not, but I'm saying our entertainers that have a platform, the way they conduct themselves. I've always seen him to be a person that has been a lightning rod, and it's never really been for positive things. It just always seems like it's the business of confusion. It's always the business of, bad press and things like that. And it lends itself sometimes in music. Sometimes you get more popularity when you go through those things. But I just think it's a bad look. I don't understand the whole gun charge thing and thing. You have the money and the means for security and protection. And for some reason, I don't understand why our entertainers and athletes and stuff always find themselves on this end of the law.
Yeah, you're right. I remember when back in the day was a baseball player named Frank Thomas, big dude. They called him the Big Hurt. Big Hurt would pay $600 a day for security. The security guard said, if I have to break Big Hurt's leg to get him out of trouble, I'm going to do it. So the thing is with these entertainers, those people just become staff. You can write them off on your taxes. It's part of business and billing. If you could pay $150,000 for a chain, you damn sure could pay $150,000 for a doggone bodyguard that's legitimate. Right.
That's
real.
Out of trouble. That's real. Right. That's real. So,
yeah. So, Rod, can you hear us, Rod?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Nice and loud and clear, Rod. I appreciate you being back.
Guys, man. I'm sorry about that. I think my wife forgot to pay the Wi-Fi bill. I don't know what happened.
Hey, Rod,
what I missed?
Hey, people said you had that Teddy Riley Wi-Fi, Rod.
You missed that part.
Yo, I love Black people. We can find humor in every damn thing. And speaking of, like, this is the funny thing. So Jaden Pinkett, I'm not Jaden Pinkett, one of the Smith kids, I don't know which one, Willow, Dildo, one of those kids, right?
I love your sweatshirt, D.
Yo, listen, this guy named this real life brand, they made this for me, man. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder where this guy's a nice guy. He's a friend of mine, good friend of mine. Get it for the low. So the Smith kids, they were saying, like, Black people don't seem like they appreciate him or I guess make fun out of him or whatever like that. So and I think it comes from that. They have a line of privilege. They thinking that they could wear. Black people gonna crack jokes. You're a guy. You wear a dress. That's what we're gonna do. You're a girl. You shave off your eyebrows, whatever. They're gonna make jokes. Yeah. So anybody have any thoughts on?
Wait, so they're saying that the Black community has been making fun of them.
Giving them a hard time, like not being accepted, basically.
Oh, I think that may be true. I mean, as a person in the Black community, I think I'm just kind of a little tired of them in particular. I met their father once, who couldn't have been nicer. And I think he's obviously the most talented person, or the most successful person in the family. I think the mistake may have been trying to get his children into show business. And I think because of that, I don't think the kids are likable. You know what I mean? And I don't think they're relatable. And so I think people probably have picked up on that. And I think that's what you're seeing. And when you're not relatable, especially in our community, there's certain things that you expect. If you ever went to a place and you're the only Black person there and you see another Black person, it almost seems like you have this connection. There's almost like this unwritten rule that you know what I'm saying? Like when I approach a Black man,
and you better give the head nod. You would see a brother.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Or a pound or something like that, right? And then when you get in an environment where you see another Black person, and there's actually, because there's a certain soul that we have, or soulfulness, or connection that we think, or at least we feel we have, and you don't have that. I don't think they have that necessarily. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the issues. And
that's the other thing too. When he came out and said, listen, when they came out and decided to put their kids in the show business, all bets is off. You know what I mean? There's no private life. There's no more you can jump in and jump out whenever you feel like it. You're a star. You're a celebrity. And you're a celebrity at an age where you're a little too young to know how to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, and it's going to keep coming. Everybody's got an opinion. They're going to voice it. And now we got this whole social media thing where you can't, you're going to see people's opinions. It used to be when we didn't have it, if someone thought bad about you, you didn't know. But now you know. Now you know what people are thinking. Everybody's telling each other what they're thinking. And you know what people think about you now. So unfortunately, you got to take the good with the bad. And there's plenty of bad, So they have to subject themselves to it.
We say, Rob?
Excuse me for this, but we are talking about Will and Jada's kids, right? Because I know I went off for a minute.
Yeah.
I think I hear what you guys are saying. I definitely agree with a lot of things you're saying. To me, it feels like when you and your wife are celebrities automatically. I kind of feel like it's not always the case where you feel like you got to force your kids to be celebrities, because like Derek just finished saying, like they're not conditioned for certain things because they're so young. They're brought up in a very privileged environment. You know what I'm saying? They're probably very sensitive to criticism and stuff like that. But the issue here was like, are they being accepted? That's what you guys were saying.
Yeah, it's like, so one of them was getting upset because except from the black community,
they feel like they're not being accepted.
Basically, the black community is hard on them.
Because they're not accepted. Not 100%.
Correct. The thing is, like, you got to understand, like, most people in the black, they can't relate to them. They can't relate to them. They were born rich. They basically were handed entertainment business right out the gate. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, there's white celebrities that do it with their kids as well. But the thing is, like, when you trying to relate to the black community, it's a totally different thing. Like it's like you can't relate to us because you're not where we're from. You're not dealing with some of the things that we deal with, and you're not poor, or you're not struggling, or you haven't seen like crisis.
Yeah, so far more.
Yeah. So,
but I think it's more than that. I think it's more than that, and I'll tell you why. Because there are certain people, like, I don't know that people necessarily feel that about Puffy's kids when he gave him a Bentley or whatever like that. I think there's something about them that seems to be, it's more than being pretentious. It just seems like they're and I think it's more than being spoiled. Like, for instance, I remember when they did Pursuit of Happiness, and I guess Jaden was a little boy then, and he did Letterman. And I looked at the interview in Letterman, and he came across like a creep, and he was little. And I think what it was he was trying to be witty or something like that, but he just came across really smug and really kind of like a creep. It just felt like that. And so what happens is when you have parents that people work for your parents, and you're not used to being told no and all those things like that. I think if you're not careful, and if you want to point a finger, you point it at the parents. Yeah. Because if I were rich and I had children, I would make them work at soup kitchens sometimes. I would make them see that everybody doesn't live like that. Let me share a quick story. I grew up in, my parents left Queens in 1974 for Massapequa, Long Island. So I didn't grow up in Queens. I grew up in a very, very safe environment. And I'll never forget this. So one day, my father and I are driving down Hillside Avenue. My father, who was raised in Brooklyn and Queens, we're driving down Hillside Avenue, and we're passing an apartment building. And, a lot of apartment buildings, when they put the garbage out, they put it in front. It's a lot of garbage. It's a lot of apartments. And I never forget, we riding down the street. I'm about 13. And I say to my father, I'm like, how do these people live like this? I said, how do these people, my father almost jammed on brakes and blitzed on me. He's like, what are you talking about, these people? Who are you talking about? And I mean, he blitzed on me. I never forgot it. And he's like, first of all, anything. Exactly. And he's like, first of all, anything that you have it because your parents worked for it. Right. Secondly, you're not better than these people. Don't let me ever find out here. You say these words, these people again, like you better than somebody. And he's like, if you forget you black, you be the only one. And I mean, I was very, very conscious. I never made that mistake again. He humbled me at that moment. It was necessary. Now, if you don't have someone to do that, then I think you wind up in a situation like these kids. Now, I was just a kid and I didn't even realize what I was saying, but I realized how foul it was later when he explained it to me. And so that's what I think you see with his kids. So, because there are people, Michael Jordan's kids have money. People have money. Their kids are going to have, be beneficiaries of that. But there's something about the way they come across You know what I mean? And I think that's it. I don't think it's just the fame and the celebrity, but sometimes certain people, the way they are in their own skin, some people just creeps, and that's how it seems.
West Philadelphia, born and raised. They forgot about that. I guess they forgot about that part of the song. No, they not from the hood on that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, they say.
I guess they didn't have cheesesteak. They was eating cheesesteak. They was eating Grey Poupon with heavy odds.
They didn't have mayonnaise sandwiches.
Yo, real quick, another thing I want to talk about before we bring in our guests and stuff like that is the meltdown. The meltdown of Giuliani. You saw Giuliani. His dive was going all over his head. Now this bastard goddamn COVID-19 and the Trump son
has it. Trump Jr. got
Trump Jr. I think Giuliani is now quarantining himself. I think too. I think he is it now
because Giuliani's son has it, or is
somebody. I don't know. Whatever. One of them devils got it. So it's like they all
he hit him with the devil.
They come on, Rod. He used to be your boss at one time, so you know he's a devil.
You're right. I did. And the thing is, I knew he was a piece of shit back then.
I know.
So the thing is, none of this is surprising me.
Not at all. Not at all.
You see, he's also painting. Like, there's a couple of press conferences and pictures where he's actually like coloring his face orange, like Trump too. You know, he's putting that little tan lotion on. I don't know. It's crazy. I just can't understand what's going through these people's mind and how you can wake up every day and be so evil and deceptive every day.
And it's what they handpick in certain places. You know, it's like it's attack on black people all the time.
Absolutely.
Like, how dare these niggas
get us out of office? Get us out of office.
You know what I'm saying? How dare they use their vote to get us out? Like, and it's an attack. Like, when you look at Detroit, Atlanta, Philadelphia, like, and they're not even thinking about the people on that same ticket with them that got voted.
Right.
You know, like it's the BS that's going on, the bullshit that these devils are doing, man. So,
I think the worst thing that happened was 9/11 gave Giuliani this kind of like position as America's mayor.
I see Rod ready to talk. But go ahead. Go ahead.
No, let Calvin bring it in.
Okay, so let me.
I'm gonna finish it.
All right, so let me say, I am whatever you say I am. Now, no, you know what it is. This is what I noticed. So 9/11, and Rod, you could probably speak to this. Mm-hmm. The police became celebrities in New York. New York, the police got a lot of credit for the work that they did, and I thought New Yorkers deserved a lot of credit just across the board, right?
And to a certain degree, the cops and firemen should have got a lot of credit.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Yeah. But what happened was sometimes with any type of success, sometimes you can overplay it. So I would be in Times Square. I see tourists taking pictures with NYPD and things like that. So Giuliani was really, really feeling himself. Now, a lot of people don't realize Giuliani was in the midst of a major marital affair that he was going on. He was in the middle of an affair. He wanted to move his mistress into Gracie Mansion. And the story was about to break like that week, and 9/11 happened. And that just spun the whole thing. All of a sudden, he's the greatest person ever. And to his credit, he led that day. He led greater than George Bush did while he was in the White House. He led New York that day, and he got a lot of credit for that. After that, you saw all the stuff what happened with Bernard Kerik trying to get him in charge of Homeland Security. He winds up in jail and all those things like that. So there was a lot of corruption. There was a lot of fraud that happened. So I think what it did, it gave some people in the NYPD this air of infallibility. And so I think it made people just start to think that we actually could do no wrong. Because remember, Giuliani got to a point where he said, I'm not meeting with black leaders. I'm not meeting with Sharpton. I'm not meeting with none of them. He said that, like, literally. Now, you can't say I'm not meeting with Jewish leaders. You can't say you're not meeting with Italian leaders. So all of a sudden, Giuliani became bigger than life. And so now what he looks like a caricature of himself. He looks like a Saturday Night Live sketch. That's what he really looks like. And it's easy. I mean, because he really looks like a person that has lost it. He looks like a person that is really, really out of his mind, actually.
Hey, man Brad put me on the game. He said Giuliani getting paid $20,000 a day or a week or something like that.
I believe that.
So some crazy shit.
The thing is, let me tell you something about 9/11, right? This is the thing, and I'm not, like I said, the cops in the fire department, they definitely went in there. They dug. They risked their lives. They were there every day. We were working 12-hour shifts because I was on the job when 9/11 hit. But what what happens with Giuliani is Giuliani was given entirely too much credit for what happened. In every single city, there's something called a crisis plan, right? And I could have been the mayor, and that same crisis plan is implemented when something like this happens. So the thing is, Giuliani and them was smart enough to basically make it seem like they were doing something that no one else could do. In the crisis plan, everything is in there. They basically just make a phone call, implement the crisis plan, and everything just goes into effect. You know, you got everybody coming in from FEMA, the Red Cross, everything just comes in. It's just a phone call. That's all it is. And it just goes into place. They have designated areas where they can have headquarters set up, and they had it like along the West Side Highway. They bring in people that do the computer systems, and the FBI comes in. It's all set and done. But Giuliani and them was smart enough to spin it as though they did all of this. Like they sat down and say, call these people, call that. It's just implementing the crisis plan. And the other thing, allegedly, what hurt Giuliani too, was that he left his wife doing a press conference when you said he was going through this divorce because he had his mistress. His wife wasn't formally notified by him that they were going through a divorce and that they were breaking up, allegedly. But supposedly he went on a press conference and basically announced that he was getting a divorce and he was leaving somebody else. And then he went through this thing with his kids, and his kids weren't speaking to him and all of this stuff. So, a lot of that stuff hurt him too. Like his personal life hurt him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But Giuliani got too much credit for 9/11 than he deserved. And
he overplayed it. I mean, at the end of the day, right now, if you remember, I can tell you when he ran for president, remember they kept thinking, when he gets to Florida, that's Rudy country and stuff like that. And he got washed when he ran for president.
He had no chance. And if you ever noticed too, his personal life kept getting brought up in every scenario when he was having, debates and speeches and stuff like that. So,
the one that was worse, you remember the one guy said you only got two answers, yes, no, and 9/11?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Yes, no, and 9/11. Politically, they pushed 9/11 for political purposes because they wanted to build his future. The reason why he's hanging on to Trump so hard now is because his political career is over. His career is over, period. This is all he has. You know what I'm saying? So he's just holding on to Trump's coattails for dear life. This is all he has. Because let's face the facts. After this is all said and done, Giuliani wouldn't be able to get elected dog catcher anyway. Right. You know what I mean? And that's just it in sum and substance.
Yeah, right. and Julie, and people fail to realize, like when people that's not from New York, 9/11 was only 3 blocks.
Yeah, it was 3 blocks.
It's major, but it was major. No, I'm not downplaying everything. I lost friends in it and then stuff like that. Rod, you had to go down there and work that detail. So I was making sure that you don't be sick, anything like that. But it was 3 blocks. It was 3 blocks. I just want to tell people like
it was 3 blocks. It was actually was a little bit. The buildings took out around 3 blocks worth of damage, but the debris it spread it longer than that. Yeah, but the thing is, I'm gonna tell you right now. I remember the first time I went down to 9/11 after it happened. The devastation was unbelievable. I never saw anything like that in my life. Mm-hmm. It was horrible. It was truly horrible. And then the thing is to see people that have lost their lives. It just was not a pretty sight at all. Horrible.
But I'll say this. There was a resiliency with all New Yorkers. You saw people walking people across the Brooklyn Bridge, and you saw people helping people. The city came together, which is something that we do. Not only as New Yorkers but Americans. I think just the human spirit. People do that when something happens. Now, don't get me wrong. We'll knock you over to try to catch a subway. But at the end of the day, when something happens foul, people will stand up together. And and again, I give credit to NYPD and FDNY and everybody else, EMTs, everybody, you know what I mean? But I was just saying, you're right. He did try to take a lot of the credit. The bottom line was I didn't like him since he ran against Dinkins. I thought he got a lot of credit for the rejuvenation of the economic plans in New York, even with Times Square. He got a lot of credit with that. And I think Dinkins did put some of that into motion earlier. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Dinkins was a great mayor. I don't think he was, but I do think he totally was overshadowed by Giuliani, who was labeled as this DA and this crime fighter. and how he
Correct.
got in, and all of a sudden he was given credit for rejuvenating Times Square and cleaning up. Remember, we were in a recession in 91. Bill Clinton comes in office 92. You have the .coms in the 90s. You have, Simi Valley, all those things came. So a lot of money came in. The New York Rangers won the Stanley Cup and all these different things like that. So money started coming back. There was the city started coming back alive, and I think he not only got a lot of credit, I think he solicited a lot of credit for that.
And Kelvin, one thing you left out was the Knicks were doing good then.
The Knicks were doing good. They were in the finals, right? They were in the finals, so that's why people thought the world was ending. First of all, you know what I'm saying? And so
Giuliani was a funny dude, though. Remember when before he was going to leave, Bloomberg came in and he was like, "Oh, they was trying to hang out for a little while after 9/11 because we needed a little extra." Bloomberg was like, "Nah, I got this. Get on up out of here, man." I remember those days, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So listen, man. Listen, I think we got a sponsor back, yo.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Rob, can you bring us?
Dude, we got a sponsor coming. We got a sponsor that came back. Literally, I had to beg and plead the sponsor to come back, and they did. So that was a struggle, but I'm just thank God that they came back, man. And I got one other question before I introduce the sponsor.
Go ahead,
Calvin. What club is open? Is that your club shirt you got on?
Yeah,
club is open?
You know what? Let me say this. It's laundry day, all right? Like, this is the thing I'm gonna say on the real. I want some of the ladies in the comments to let me know, is this shirt foul? Because I can't tell. I'm looking at the lighting. You know what this is? I'm gonna tell you what this is. This is a Gordon Guttrell from the Cosby Show. Y'all don't know that. That's what I'm just letting y'all know. I'm bringing it back.
You took it back.
That's what I'm bringing back. So I'm letting y'all know.